Historic leap. Iraq to open first full-service bank in the United States, marking a new era for currency exchange and global financial integration. In a groundbreaking move set to reshape the future of international finance, Iraq has announced the launch of its first fully regulated bank on American soil. This unprecedented development is being hailed as a turning point for the global perception of the Iraqi Dinar, foreign exchange access, and cross-border economic cooperation between Iraq and the United States. This initiative, years in the making, was born from intensive collaboration between Iraq's financial leadership, including the Central Bank of Iraq, CBI, and key U.S. regulatory agencies such as the U.S. Treasury Department, the Office of the Comptroller of the Currency, OCC, and the Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation, FDIC. According to verified diplomatic and financial sources, the bank will operate under full U.S. regulatory compliance and serve a wide range of customers, from private individuals and remittance clients to corporations involved in trade and infrastructure. The new institution is expected to be based in a major financial hub, with New York City and Houston, Texas currently being considered as potential headquarters. Once operational, this Iraqi-owned bank will provide direct IQD-USD conversion services, foreign currency accounts, cross-border payment channels, corporate escrow services, and personal banking solutions tailored to Iraqi nationals and the diaspora, removing long-standing barriers for dinar holders. For decades, Iraqi dinar holders, particularly those living in the United States and other Western countries, have faced immense challenges when attempting to exchange or redeem their currency. Due to the absence of a licensed Iraqi banking entity in the U.S., all transactions had to go through unofficial brokers or intermediaries, often resulting in inflated service fees, unregulated exchanges, and in some cases, outright fraud. This new development changes everything. With a brick-and-mortar Iraqi financial institution operating legally in the U.S., direct access to regulated, transparent, and secure financial services is finally becoming a reality. Dinar holders will now have a legitimate channel for exchange, backed by official oversight and accountability from both American and Iraqi financial regulators. Scope of services and strategic objectives. The bank's initial offerings will include direct Iraqi dinar to U.S. dollar exchanges with transparent real-time exchange rates, domestic and international remittance services to and from Iraq, digital wallets secured with blockchain encryption for IQD account holders, foreign currency storage under secure U.S.-based custody with full AML/KYC compliance, corporate trade finance tools supporting Iraq-related oil, tech, and infrastructure contracts, personal banking services for Iraqi expatriates, students, and professionals residing in the U.S. As part of a long-term vision, the institution plans to expand into lending, investment advisory services, small business loans for Iraqi entrepreneurs in the United States, and participation in major reconstruction projects, financed through Iraqi-American partnerships. According to statements from the Central Bank of Iraq, this banking initiative is a critical part of Iraq's 5-year economic reform plan, aimed at modernizing the national banking sector and strengthening the dinar's standing on the international stage. The end goal is to transition the dinar from a speculative asset into a functional, respected medium of exchange in the Middle East, Asia, and Europe. Timing and global significance. The announcement comes on the heels of Iraq's sweeping currency reform measures, including a major crackdown on black market currency dealers, new anti-money laundering regulations, and a series of monetary policy updates aimed at stabilizing the dinar's value. These reforms have already begun restoring confidence in the IQD, and the launch of this U.S.-based bank could serve as a catalyst for broader global acceptance. Crucially, the U.S. Federal Reserve is said to have approved special liquidity corridors for the bank. This means the institution will be able to process dollar transactions directly, bypassing traditional international wire transfer bottlenecks and enabling near-instantaneous currency conversions. This feature alone will likely attract significant demand from businesses and individuals looking for a faster and more efficient way to move funds between Iraq and the U.S. A potential precursor to revaluation? While the establishment of the bank does not itself constitute a formal revaluation of the Iraqi dinar, analysts and currency watchers are viewing it as a major structural milestone. It signals that Iraq is preparing the institutional infrastructure necessary to support a stronger, more stable, and internationally integrated currency. Financial institutions do not expand internationally, especially into heavily regulated environments like the United States, without a high level of economic readiness. Likewise, U.S. regulators do not approve foreign banks without extensive reviews of transparency, fiscal discipline, and long-term sustainability. The existence of a secure, stateside exchange window will also reduce the influence of unregulated currency dealers and shady redemption schemes that have plagued dinar holders for years. Instead of relying on unofficial channels or speculative platforms, IQD holders will now be able to interact with their holdings through a legitimate, regulated, and FDIC-insured institution. The redemption window, a game changer? One of the most discussed features of the bank is a proposed secured redemption window for IQD holders within the United States. While full details have yet to be released, early reports suggest that verified currency holders with documented proof of purchase may be able to register and redeem their dinar directly through the bank, under terms approved by the Central Bank of Iraq. This would be the first time such a mechanism has been offered through a government-recognized financial entity in the U.S. It would provide security, traceability, and an official path for currency exchange, removing much of the uncertainty that has surrounded the dinar for years. This system, if implemented, would likely involve multi-tiered exchange rates depending on documentation, volume, and possibly the time of initial purchase. Still, any move toward structured redemption under regulatory oversight would be a monumental improvement over the current fragmented and opaque marketplace. Broad implications for global finance. This bold initiative is also being closely monitored by financial experts, fintech firms, and international policy analysts. Some believe that if successful, Iraq's move could set a precedent for other countries with undervalued or restricted currencies, such as Vietnam and Zimbabwe, to pursue similar models of banking expansion and currency integration. Financial technology companies are particularly interested in the possibility of leveraging this bank as a model for new forms of digital financial infrastructure, especially in the fields of cross-border payments, currency tokenization, and neobanking platforms. By aligning itself with the SWIFT network, Fedwire, and the Arab Regional Payment Platform, the Iraqi bank will be well-positioned to serve as a financial hub, not just for Iraqis in the U.S., but for a broader ecosystem of businesses and investors engaging with the country's rapidly modernizing economy. A symbol of economic sovereignty. Within Iraq, the public reaction has been overwhelmingly positive. Political leaders and economists alike are framing this move as a clear signal that Iraq is reclaiming its financial sovereignty and shedding the economic scars of conflict and instability. Prime Minister Mohammed Shia al-Sudani praised the development, calling it a strategic bridge connecting the ambitions of the Iraqi people with the global economy. He emphasized that the bank's creation reflects Iraq's intent to operate as an equal financial player in international markets, no longer defined by war or speculation, but by opportunity and growth. The U.S. State Department also released a statement acknowledging the agreement as a strategic enhancement of bilateral financial cooperation and a key step toward stabilizing regional economic conditions through increased transparency and trust. What IQD holders should do now. For those who hold Iraqi Dinar, this moment represents a shift from speculation to real-world infrastructure. If you own IQD, secure your currency. Keep it safe, documented, and stored in a secure location. Avoid unofficial offers. Do not engage with third-party redemption promises or brokers claiming early access. Stay informed. Subscribe to official news sources from the CBI and U.S. financial authorities to receive accurate updates. Prepare documentation. If a redemption system is launched, having receipts, serial numbers, and other forms of verification may be essential. Be patient and vigilant. The rollout will take time, and full details will emerge gradually. Don't rush into any deals or speculative trades. The road ahead. Although many questions remain, including the exact launch date, the structure of exchange limits, and the final list of banking services, what's clear is that this is not just another rumor. This is a verified, regulatory-backed banking initiative that reflects a broader geopolitical and financial trend. Iraq's desire to move from post-conflict recovery into full economic integration with the rest of the world. This is history in the making, and it's unfolding not in Baghdad or Basra, but right here in the heart of the American financial system. For IQD holders, for investors, and for anyone watching the Evolutai,